think I got everything. Shots in frame. Alright, good enough. Well, it's that time of year again. We're getting close to Light Fighter Challenge, and this is where I start making videos again. So, you're just gonna hang out with me while I pack my ruck for Light Fighter Challenge, which is coming up in October. It's like the middle of, it's the end of August? It's the middle of August right now. And I'm starting my train up, so getting my stuff ready. We're just gonna go over the ruck of the stuff I'm gonna go into it, and then in another video maybe I'll go over what's gonna be on my kit. So I've been kind of thinking about like how I want to do my ruck. Like, do I want to do like the bare minimum 35 pounds and like go super minimalistic for only what the challenge is about? Like, you only need like 60 rounds of ammo and a knife and some matches. Or do I like properly game it out and say, all right, like I'm going out for 3 days. I kind of like to do it like I'm going out for 3 days. It's a little bit more realistic. It's a whole thought process of like, what am I actually going to need for the environment I'm going into, for the climate that I'm in, time of year, to like game it all out and see what do I actually need. So that's what I decided to do. I'm gonna pack like I'm going to the field for 3 days. So let's start with the pack. Standard old USGI Alice pack, and I have modified it so that way you don't have like the big long straps, so you got to thread through the D clips here. So I just put quick release the buckles on it. All right, so on the outside of the pack, every good soldier needs an E-tool, and I have a 2-quart canteen right here. That's it. That's all it's on the outside. On the inside, I'm going to start with this big dry bag. This is like the Marine Corps' huge, I mean, it's a massive dry bag. I don't need it this big, but I got it when I was in the military, or I bought it when I was in the military and used it because I had a larger rucksack. So I just use it. And it's great because you can stuff a whole bunch of shit in it. All right, so starting off, this is the Snug Pack Jungle Bag. That's going to go in. And then all my clothes. So I'm going to start with like the stuff I'm going to need probably the least, which is going to be a spare set of uniforms. This is just my old OCP top and bottom. And like the reason why you do this is like, the reason why one extra set of uniforms is so you can do like the wet dry drill, where like when you're bedding down at night, you take your wet clothes off, you put your dry clothes on to go to sleep, and then when you wake up in the morning, you put your wet clothes on, put your dry clothes back in here. So, extra set of uniform. And then for downtime, like I don't know, if you're going on a 3-day out, you wouldn't bring like shorts and sandals because you'd be on the mission the whole time. But like, let's pretend, we're gonna go to some reserve area. I don't know, this is just one big lark. So I got some shorts and some sandals, something that you can run in. I have a thing against Crocs, so I would never wear Crocs. So that's why I have open-toed sandals. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're gonna bust your toes up. Probably, but at least I'm not wearing Crocs. All right, then extra t-shirt, Ranger old, cool. And then I always traveled with my Wooby hoodie. It's just a great like insulating and wind blocking layer. So that goes in here as well. All right, next is going to be my food. So I'm doing a mix of MREs. So 2 stripped down MREs and then 2 Mountain House meals. I know in like the real world, like you don't want to be bringing a stove and fuel, and this is gonna drain your water because you need water to cook these. But I didn't feel like opening up a whole nother case of MREs, and I like Mountain House meals. So again, for the environment that I'm going into, you know, super low threat, I can make some Mountain House meals. All right, food goes in. In here, I got a little itty tiny stove. It's like a knockoff MSR pocket rocket, and then a fuel canister, and then a spoon. I have a Nalgene cup, a nesting cup that sits in my my belt kit here, so I can use that to boil water. All right, that goes in. And the other thing I would put in there that I'm not going to right now because it kind of got all messed up is like my little hygiene kit. It got my bug spray exploded on the inside of it, so I gotta like clean it out because it's kind of gross, and now it's melting because bug spray melts plastic. So that bag's screwed. That can just go in the trash. So alright, so I need to get a new bag. But in my hygiene kit, I got some wet wipes. This is like a little boo-boo kit. It's got new skin, Advil, some Band-Aids, some, yeah, just like basic little itty bitty stuff. My bug spray, which exploded, which is gross. Toothbrush and toothpaste. And then this is a little bug net, mosquito net, which I think I'm going to put not in my hygiene kit because I'll probably need it more than I'll need like hygiene stuff. So that's probably going to live on the outside. All right, so that's everything that would go in my bag, my wet weather bag. I like this because I bought it specifically because you can purge the air out of this bag. So you just roll it down until you get to the little valve right here, close it up, and squish all the air out of it. And once you're satisfied, you just turn the valve, and it goes back to, it stays nice and small. I like to flatten it out a little bit if you can. I think it just sits in the ruck a little bit better. Your ruck doesn't, you don't have this like big bulge coming out, and keeps your ruck a little bit more slim. All right, so my ruck. This is going in. All right, next thing that's gonna go in, again, like we're game planning it, or we're gaming it, would be a bandolier of extra mags. It's just 6 Stanag mags that go in here. It's extra ammo, because you never know. All right, so that goes in this this little flap that's up against the frame, on I guess the back side of the ruck. The reason why you want it there is because these mags are heavy. You want the heavy stuff closest to your back, as like kind of where your shoulder blades are. All right, that's pretty much it. That's going to go in there. The only thing I put in there is going to be these are leg gaiters. I'll just kind of toss those in there somewhere. And then the other thing that's going to go in there is going to be my helmet. I took the Rhino mount off. I think it sits in there a little bit better. So, helmet goes right there on top. I don't think I'm missing anything else. No. Okay. Draw that down, stick the cord in there. All right, on the outside, these small little pouches right here. I can make some space. Is going to be, let's see, my fire starting kit. On a real op, you probably wouldn't have a fire starting kit, but we're going to be making a fire most likely at Light Fighter, so here's my fire starting kit. But like we all know in the real world, making fire is bad, right? Okay. The next one is going to be, I probably don't even need to bring this, but for the weight, you got to have 35 pounds. This is going to be more than 35. But what this is this is from Mossy Forge. Shout out to you guys for my super cool, awesome light fighter axe, which like my whole personality surrounds now. This is just a sharpening stone. It's got a rough and a smooth side, and then this is like 100% beeswax to protect the wood and the metal. So I'll bring that along. You know, it's like that tool maintenance kit idea thing. Yeah, all right. Then my strobe is going to go in this pocket along with the old boonie. Okay, that pretty much does it for the inside. All right, now we'll move on to the bottom pouches. One big pouch right here in the middle. This is where I always put my poncho. This is just a USGI poncho with some 550 cord on the four corners, so that we can like string it out and make a shelter and all that cool jazz. Poncho goes in. With the poncho, this is going to be 4 tent stakes. In case you wanted to make a fancy poncho or a fancy shelter. Okay, that's that. All right, next one is going to be my water kit, my water filtration kit. That's going to go in one of these side pouches. I'll just talk about what's in here. Okay, so I got my gravity bag filter. This isn't anything cool. All right, so it's just a bag that holds 3 liters with a Sawyer on the bottom, and then a little clip valve to stop the flow of water. And then this, I would hang it, fill it up with water, and then it would just drip directly into a, you know, probably my 2-quart canteen or my Nalgene or whatever, and you filter your water. And then also in here I got a little squeeze, back flush is in there, bunch of aqua tabs, and I'm also going to throw in my H2Go. There it is. My H2Go with its cool Cane of Provisions cat. Shout out to you guys. Cane of Provisions is probably like my favorite company to buy stuff from. All right, so that's going to be my water filtration kit. It's all awkwardly shaped stuff, so it kind of goes in here weird. Okay. Water filtration kit. Done. All right, the last thing that's going to go on the outside, and actually I should probably figure out where to put this shit too. I'm going to put it in here. So this is just a little Faraday bag for my film. I'm going to just jam this in here along with my bug net. The bug net on top. Okay, pump's falling out, that's okay. All right, then the last thing is just gonna be this soft shell jacket that I got in the military. Just a soft shell jacket. It's kind of waterproof. I had treated it with the Nicky wax, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. So it is fairly water repellent, but if you're gonna be out in like soaking rain for a while, you're gonna get wet. But you're gonna get wet anyway if you're in the field, so you just gotta accept it. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? Oh my God. tight fit, but I promise it does fit. I like to have this on the outside instead of like in the ruck, because I'm most likely going to be starting out the morning of Light Fighter wearing it, because like in October and early morning hours, it can be below freezing up there, and then by the afternoon, by like 2 p.m., it could be 80 degrees. So having my jacket on the outside is going to be good. All right, let me stick this back in here. Yeah. All right. Then the old sleep mat. You want to talk about like inflatable versus foam. This is what I have, so this is what I'm using. And that's pretty much it. There's no like rhyme or reason or thought process behind it. All right, so flip these bad boys together. And then comes like the cinching process, right? So like, again, you don't want this bag to be super poofy. So what I like to do is I kind of like to like smash everything down, drop a knee on it, and then begin cinching this way. That way you're like compressing it down first and then you compress it up. Okay. Then cinch it up nice and tight. There we go. That's pretty tight. And then always dress up your pack, make sure it looks good. You don't want any loose dangly bits hanging around. So I just take these straps and I just slide these ones in. Loose straps look bad, undisciplined, unsoldierly, you know. And I just tuck these down in there, like that. Okay, here's my ruck. Let's see how much it weighs. Oh, I forgot my Light Fighter axe. I forget where I put this. I think it like slide. I think it lives. I don't know. I like jam it. I think like jam it down like right through there. Boom, Light Fighter axe. Ready to roll. All right, let's see how much it weighs. Get my scale. Okay. And it weighs 43 pounds. 43 pounds. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And that's 43 pounds dry because I haven't filled up my 2-quart canteen. So that's my ruck. See you later. Thanks.